So at Tier 1, the TBD1 is not too bad of a plane to fly in realistic missions. I actually got soft landing. I got 2 ground units, which was in the very beginning of the game. I got professional. I got award, shadow streak, final blow. I shot down 2 HE-112s, and I got bulletproof. And I was number 1 on the team. And if I go into replays and view replay, there's a lot of 112s in this game. And we had a TBD1, another TBD1. We had looks like a lot of F2As, P20, a couple P26s. I find the TBD1's pretty finicky to fly. It really takes, it's one of these planes that's in this game that I say is like almost like trying to fly the real thing. You have to be patient, you have to get the speed right to take off. I mean, quite a few of the planes can be like that, but this one just isn't very forgiving. If you're not being careful with it, you'll wreck it quick. It's real similar to the K. It seems like it either goes faster than the Kate or it just has weaker landing gear and stuff. Though if you're going about 220 knots and you put these landing gear down, it starts screaming at you right away about the landing gear and the flaps. It seems like you can use the flaps and the gear in the Kate a lot more than you can in this plane. And as big of a torpedo as this thing carries, you'd almost think you could just strap like 400 or 500 pound bombs on this thing instead of, I think, the 2 500-pound bombs and 6 100-pound bombs. Or you think you could arrange the 3 500-pound bombs if nothing else. So in this scenario, I probably should have went to go bomb their vehicles and not their base. But I was kind of watching around. This JU-88 was out here pretty early, and he was up high because he spawned from, of course, the bomber's spawn point. I like to take off the runway, especially if I'm going to stay low. I noticed this guy Bourbon Street out here to the left. I was kind of watching him to see if he was going to come up on me, but he was actually shooting ground units. They went for ground units pretty early. And I was a little bit disappointed because these 2 F2As out here and this P26, that's what they did too. They went to go shoot howitzers, and they were trying to get a fast game of shooting vehicles. And so far they've lost, it looks like they've lost 188, they lost whoever that guy was, like 3 vehicles. We've lost 1. And I was kind of watching because there was a guy up high out here. There he is. This G50, the good doctor. I'm not even sure what a G50 is. Is that the French airplane, or? I need to look that up. I'm not sure what a G50 is. But I was kind of watching him because he's got some altitude, but I also got these 3 fighters down here, these 2 fighters, I think, at least now. And then these guys are back here 10 kilometers, so I should be okay. So now it was kind of up to the thing about whether I should bomb the base or bomb the ground units. I started getting AA fire. And I probably should have went for the ground fire. Now I'm getting ready to drop the bombs, and here comes this guy and Thatch's buffalo, like right in front of me. I dropped him a little too close actually, but not too bad for as low as I was, and I almost caught the ground. And I think the guy in the buffalo just did catch the ground. I actually recovered out of the dive. And I tried to shoot the AA, and I got the options basically of sitting there and try to shoot the ground units, or go ahead and try to head back to the base. And I'm still looking around out here for the fighters, and I'm catching a crap load of AA. And here's the good doctor. He's up here shooting, dogfighting with this buffalo. So I decided to kind of hover around down here a little bit and see if he dropped down to my altitude. Duh. Boy, that AA shoots for a ways once they get their bead on you. Sometimes these big planes can be a curse because they catch the AA real good. And then I noticed this guy got a run on this F2A here. And he crashed. He put him down. So now we're literally sitting with 4 airplanes at this moment. I don't know how many they got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 7 and we got 4. And I knew this guy was going to come after me, so. But in realistic, they're not too brave about ramming like they are in arcade. Because once you're dead in here, you're dead in here. So he wasn't real keen on wanting to ram me. He just wanted to put some bullets in me. But sometimes I love this Dauntless. And he was too close to the ground. So I got credit for a kill. I didn't really kill him. I put a few rounds in him, but I didn't really kill him. He killed himself. But that's where this crate is kind of like flying a kite. Unless you really power dive, you can pretty much pull up out of this stuff as long as you don't try to get too extreme. So I get credit for killing that guy even though I just put a couple bullets in him. Now at this point, let's see, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we got 4. So that kind of helped a little bit. They got a 51, they got 2 112s. Now here comes Killer Corn Dog and this other guy. So I got them trying to play the team work on me, and they're actually doing pretty good. And this guy keeps pulling some pretty tight circles. My rear gunner's giving him a little bit of crap. And I do think it's funny because that guy's got a good little half loop tight turn. He knows a little bit what he's doing with the turn, which is kind of good. When I'm trying to keep both of them, keep getting bullets in my butt. I actually put some bullets in this guy. And I'm trying to be a little bit conservative with them. Now I got this guy behind me again, so I can't just totally keep on one. And actually, I think I killed that 112. So I didn't get credit for one of the airplanes. Maybe I didn't get credit for the first one. Maybe he just crashed, because I only got credit for 2 kills on this. And then this guy must have ran out of ammo or had his guns jammed or something, because this is where he just started running. So I actually think I got credit for that. I either got credit for the first kill or I get credit for the last one. I'm not sure. I think I get credit for the last one. Yeah, because see, I only got credit for 1 kill so far. So that second guy, that first guy, I need to rewatch this. That first guy, I might not have got credit for killing him, but he dang sure wrecked anyway. Dogfighting with me, so maybe I didn't get no rounds in him. And that G50. Because I know I got this guy here in this 112 that was coming into the face of me. I remember getting a crit on him. So I must not have done as much as I thought I did with that G50. Now I'm going 286 kilometers an hour and I'm heading to the base. And this plane, you definitely can't put the gear down going. You got to be going about 200 or a little bit less. 220s even. It screams at you. And I'm not sure, but I think, oh yeah, I was going to say, I thought there was another HE-112 up here. He was messing with this Hurricane. I think the Hurricane's just got his streamers on, taunting him. So again, I didn't know how many rounds I got left, but I only got 150 cal on the front of this and the 30 on the back. But I thought I'd get in a position to where, instead of trying to land with this guy flying around, even with this Hurricane and stuff, see if I could get in a position to where, need be, I could try to dogfight with him, especially over the airfield with the AA. I've been shot down twice by friendly AA, but it hasn't been a lot in this game, but a couple times I've been shot down by it. Oh, and he crashed. So now I want to land, but I'm going 300 knots, or kilometers per hour. Which is about 180 miles an hour, which isn't, I mean, it's fast for planes in these days, but it's not horribly fast. Let's see, where are we sitting at now? They got 1 guy left. We got 3 left. We got a F2A, which I think is Thatch's Buffalo, and this guy in this Hurricane Mark IV, and me and my trusty crate. So now I'm still sitting at 234, trying to get the speed down and cut the engine all the way. There we go, we're down into the 200 range, so I could finally get the gear down and put some flaps down. And it was actually damaged. You can't see it too much, but the middle of my fuselage and that was damaged. It got some rounds in it from those guys. So I'm almost like coming in an extreme left yaw here. And we're losing. They took out, I think we had like 4 or 5 ground targets left, and they had like 15 or 17 or something like that. They had quite a few ground vehicles still left. Now this does touch down nice if you can bring it in at the right speed. But this is definitely one of the more finicky aircraft I've flown in this game, which in some ways is kind of cool. It makes it more realistic. I bet these guys were really happy when they came out with the SBD2 or the Avenger. These guys actually went up into the Avenger torpedo bomber. It's a lot sturdier aircraft. This was sturdy for its time though, but it wasn't as sturdy as a Douglas dive bomber. Or a Dauntless. I guess this is a Douglas. Alrighty, so I got repaired and I got my bomb load again, and we got 1 guy out there somewhere, so if we can find that 1 guy and kill him, we can win this, or I gotta go up and try to start getting some ground vehicles killed. Now the other thing I was starting to say that I don't like about this in this game compared to the Kate. The Kate has, when you're flying the Kate, you actually, even in realistic, you have a horizontal reticle, so you can level bomb with it. This one, for some reason, they kind of wanted it to be like a dive bomber almost, but yet it don't really have dive brakes or anything. So I really am kind of disappointed that they don't have the level horizontal reticle where you can do high altitude or get a bead on a ground target in this game like you can the Kate. Now what I do like about this plane versus the Kate is this plane has that 150 cal in the nose. The Kate don't have no armament in the nose whatsoever. I'm surprised that the Japanese didn't even at least mount 230s in the nose or something on that thing. There's a lot of situations that I would have used the Kate just like this thing, even if it's a poor dogfighter. You could still at least try to defend yourself. Just people love to nose on into a Kate. If you nose on into this one, you might take his butt out, but he at least got some 50 cal rounds coming at you. So I was really happy when they brought this plane to the game. They'd get a reticle on it, I'd be happy. I even deal with the finickiness of it taking off and stuff. Heck, I took off the last realistic battle. I took off from an aircraft carrier on the Guam exercise, and the aircraft carrier was staying still, and by the time I got off the end of the deck, it was hollering. I was going 220, and it was hollering at me to put the gear up before it even automatically put it up. Okay, we only got about 5 minutes left in this game, and our only hope of basically winning this game, like I said, is finding this guy and killing him. So I got this Hurricane up over here 2 kilometers and quite a bit elevated, and then this Buffalo's down here playing around. I don't know what he's doing. This must have been a kid. He ain't trying to shoot no ground units. He just basically playing out around the corners. Wasn't anywhere near the enemy air base, waiting for the last guy to come up or nothing. So I don't know. I guess he figured we lost, or he's just out joyriding. And this Hurricane's way up here. He's probably figuring this guy's out here hiding in the clouds. So I figure if I'm going to bomb something, there's a column of tanks over here. I think at this point we had 2 vehicles left, 2 ground vehicles. And I don't even think they were ground vehicles. I think they were AA or artillery or something on one of these bases, because their little artificial intelligence tanks took out the last tank we had. And I noticed this guy's out here coming towards me, so I drop my payload. I take the chance on I'm just going to face him off and do battle with him, and then hopefully this Hurricane or this Buffalo will come in here and help me. But I got rid of my bombs, and I think he was heading towards the base wherever our howitzers were, because he wasn't paying too much attention to me right away. I actually got in a pretty good position on him. Now that kind of got his attention. Been good shot 101. Now at this point, I think he's still trying to, he was going to go, okay, so he's getting his speed. He was heading towards wherever the last 2 ground units were. But I've slung some lead at him. And he decided that I ain't backing off, so maybe he ought to do something about it. Now he's pretty tight turner. I actually clipped him. And he don't want to ram, so he knows that's an instant lose. But he just don't know there's a crazy old Welchman in this airplane. And I clipped him again, and I clipped him again. And the Hurricane says, hey, we got a torpedo bomber down here dogfighting a last German fighter plane here. And this guy's trying to desperately keep out of my sights for one, and decided he wanted to try to dogfight and turn the tails a little bit. And I clipped him again. But I'm only clipping him with 150 cal, but oh, and then he kind of stalled in front of me, and I put a shitload of bullets in his little hind end there. Oh, didn't have enough lead. Oh, there I got him. I critted him. And he hit a tree. Nah. And lost his wing. And I got 2 kills. And them guys couldn't believe it. They were like, good job, good going. And I'm like, yep, this plane is the bomb if it's used right. Wish my gunner would do a little bit, be more proactive about target and stuff. I'm getting him trained up, but anyway, that was my good game. So we ended up winning, and I was #1 on the team for shooting down 2 airplanes. Thanks for watching.